with is like define leadership in general and in context of education. And I'm just reading it out fast. Each group will get one topic or one question, and you will discuss in detail about one question. Okay. So second question is role of educators as parents in impacting the lives of children. Third one is role of educators in developing overall personality of students. For students का केवल academic life नहीं, लेकिन फिर overall life कैसे हम improve कर सकते हैं students के. चौथा है impediments of empowering our children to safeguard from social media and peer pressures. कैसे हम उनको empower कर सके, promoting authentic leadership. How as an organization are going to do this. And sixth one, how can I as a person contribute in creating good leaders for future? Okay. So now we will break out into groups of 5 people. You choose your partners, you choose your group, but just see to that you don't sit with your own spouse or your friends. All the ones, can you just collect here and you make a group and sit here? 2. All the 2s, they can come together there, and the 3 there, 4 and 5s.
We have amongst us respected Brijmohan Bhaiji, and we give a big round of applause to Bhai Sir for being with us. He is the additional Secretary General of the Brahma Kumaris, and he has come from Mount Abu and we are very happy that you're gracing the occasion. You've got the experience of 90 years. I think he's the senior most amongst all of you here. He has, of course, dedicated himself to the service of humanity, but at the same time, you have also been I wouldn't say an accountant, but you're a chartered accountant, rather. You passed your chartered accountancy in one of the first batches, and thereafter you worked as a finance officer with the government organization for more than 15 years, and then dedicated yourself to the service of humanity. You got connected with the Brahma Kumaris when you were in your college. And right now you're 90, but I'll say 90 years young, because he's more active and more alert than many of us. So we have the presence of and the wisdom of respected Bhai Sahab. We are very grateful. Bhai Sahab, we just had a dialogue which Suman Dedi will share, and how they will come and share the findings, and thereafter Bhai Sahab will give his remarks. So over to you, Suman Ben, to start the presentations.
Om Shanti. भाई साहब, हमारे पास 5 ग्रुप्स यहाँ बनाया था, तो एक एक ग्रुप अपने जो फाइंडिंग्स हैं जो आपने डिस्कस किया, तो वो अपना अपना जो सार रूप में आप प्रेजेंट करेंगे. एक एक ग्रुप जो आइडेंटिफाई किया है जो कौन प्रेजेंट करेंगे. तो द फर्स्ट ग्रुप वांट टू शेयर व्हाट वाज योर टॉपिक, एंड देन यू कैन शेयर योर फाइंडिंग्स इन एसेंसफुल वे.
Third is the social pressure and the interaction, because after this pressure, I mean students, friends and all, they also have social interaction outside the family also, and the school colleges. Fourth was social environment. In today's modern education, we have become more westernized in bringing the cultural and the tradition blending into the education. Fifth was lack of value education and spiritual temperament, I would say, thought process. Sixth was teacher-student relationship has gone to a different level as compared to earlier days of having that guru-shishya thought process. And 7th was self-awareness. Knowing your own self is very important. So these are the 7 problem areas we figured out. And our role as a mentor, we came out with some 10 points, 10 to 12 points, which will cover up or bring the gaps closure. Number 1 is connect empathetically and at a personal level. That is very important by an educator to do. Coming close, even a patting to a student that you're doing great brings that connect very closure. So that parental affection is to be given by the educator, because educator in old school of time was also called as the second parent. So a student always finds teacher as a role model. So we have to still play that role in a much better way. Second point was educator must be value driven, and so that he is role model, because the kind of value when we talk about thought leadership or innovative leadership, which we also seep in student, or spiritual leadership, that humbleness, kindness, care, affection, all things are very, very important to bring the root of a student very, very strong, because roots needs to be very strong. Fourth is experiential learning by doing. Gone are the days, because digital technology is gone very high. So we do not let the students learn by doing themselves. Unless they don't experiences this concept or the projects or the work by themselves, or collaborate and work in groups, they will not learn. Increase the student participation. This is very important, because we have students from different tier cities. Some come from an introvert family, extrovert family, exposures. So we thought increase in student participation, motivating them is very important. Mentoring in a way where we talk it heart-to-heart talk and heart-to-heart touch. That one-on-one talk with various students are also very important to bridge the gap. Giving positive affirmations and reinforcement time to time. Implementation of value education as a subject is brought by NEP right now, but it's not been implemented methodologically. In our times, when I remember when we were in school days or earlier times, we had a moral education as must. So again, NEP has brought, which is a very progressive thought process, but implementing it in a right way is very important. One key point we brought in discussion among all the educators here, trip to spiritual center for excellence twice in a year is important, because we do have field trips as a part of the projects and in the curriculum. But if we want to bring the influence or give this, or we seed the seed of spiritualism by letting them to have a feeler of the trip to these centers, will connect the dots in more positive way. Rewarding a student is very important, so reward and recognition time to time is important. Giving that 10 minutes silent me time in a daily college or school days, which is called a zero period, is very important for the self-awareness and knowing thyself. And last is the CSR involvement of the student to understand the social problem and the community services. So these are the 12 points we figured out as what as an educator we do. Out of these are the 5 points which we would like to immediately implement once we back to our respective field of work. Number 1 is parental affection by the educator is must. That's the ground reality and the root thing, where everything will be drawn itself when a teacher-student relationship comes close. Second point is about heart-to-heart talk and the touch. So a regular mentoring is important. Third, we would like to immediately implement the value education as a subject in a very profound way, making it one of the more core important subject in the methodological way. Fourth, we would like to implement is the trip to spiritual center excellence twice in a year as a must, as a part of the curriculum and the syllabus. And fifth, we would like to bring lot of CSR projects in tie-up with an exchange program involving the student in the society and community services. So this is from the group 1.